Originally, I was going to make various videos about the changes I would make to Dragon Ball Super to make it better, I'd say. But then again, I noticed that it would make a lot of videos and my narration is not the best, so I'm going to put all my changes on this one video. Let's hope it's understandable. Oh, and before anyone asks, no, I'm not going to include Super Saiyan 4 Goku from Daima nor Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta. There were later inclusions in Dragon Ball Daima, which happened after Dragon Ball Super in our world, so Akira Toriyama hadn't planned of them when he made Super. As such, they won't be part of this rearrangement. I'm going to start with the Battle of Gods arc as I call it, so if you already saw that video, you can skip ahead. Or if you want more details or you haven't seen it, you can stay. Anyway, starting with Super Saiyan 3, the two possibilities I have are A, the original idea I had, which is that he implemented the same thing with Super Saiyan God and Super Saiyan Blue, as he did in the Tournament of Power or the Universe 6 tournament, but with Super Saiyan 2 and Super Saiyan 3 respectively. The alternative would be that he, like with Super Saiyan before the Soul Games, managed to at least reduce the energy waste it has. The second change would be the ritual in and of itself, which I would go with the anime version. The idea was to go mostly with movie but with some changes, but I decided to go with the anime version because it shows better how the ritual would work and who would become the Super Saiyan God. Next would be the part where godlike Saiyan still exists. I like the idea, so I think it should stay. But it should be implemented better, I admit. Something like a small detail to refer to Super Saiyan God or something. Now the next change I would make would be to quote-unquote include Kakarot. Now some people treat Kakarot as the evil Goku, the Saiyan that should have destroyed Earth, but didn't because Goku hit his head. But in my case I'm going to treat Kakarot more like his instincts. Like when Goku became the Osaru, he became Kakarot. Like when Goku activated Ultra Instinct for the first time, he became Kakarot. Like instead of Super Saiyan 4 Goku, it's Super Saiyan 4 Kakarot. Because in my idea of Super, it's less about characters becoming stronger and more coming to terms with oneself. Something that I would keep, however, would be the apparent original idea of Akira Toriyama, that Goku ends up fighting Beerus with Godlike Saiyan and Super Saiyan full power. This is, let's say, the equivalent of fighting Beerus as a Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan 4, which means that Beerus is still incredibly strong, but at least Goku and Vegeta are closer to him. Not as Super Saiyan Blue, but as this form, and they got closer when they achieved Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan Kaioken times 20 and Super Saiyan Blue evolved respectively. Next part I'm going to edit, as everyone knows, would be Resurrection F. But for those who have seen the original version, you'd notice that I called it the Tragedy of F. That was deliberate because I wanted to make it more like a tragedy story, making Frieza the main character and all. Just to be clear, with Battle of Gods I decided to go with the movie version, since that was the one I deemed would need the least amount of changes. But with Resurrection F I'll go with the anime version. I feel like that one fits better with the idea of the fan service movies, like the one they made for Gohan in Superhero. Now the first change I would make would be to focus on Frieza's training before he gets to Earth. That part was not shown and that was a mistake. Now the way I interpret his training would be that he became more proactive in his conquests. Kind of throwing the challenge of show me your best fighter. If he defeats me and I surrender, or if he kills me, you're free to go. If not, you'll have to join the Frieza Force. Then eventually he finds a hyperbolic time chamber and that speeds up the process. But of course, as soon as Frieza obtains his golden form, he decides to immediately go for Earth. The second change I would make would be to keep Yamcha on the team. I mean, it's not like he would have much trouble against the Frieza forces, But how would he keep up with the others? Simple. He kept training. He was actually training to keep himself healthy for his baseball plays and all that. Next change, Daguma is focused on defense. Yes, he became stronger, but not as strong as the Warriors of Earth. Instead, his battle with them is more of a stalemate, where neither side can harm each other until Goten swoops in, and with a Toriyama style joke, harms him when he has never been trained before. I'm sure everyone knows about the infamous rehash of Piccolo sacrificing Fukatsu no F, the anime version. However, I'm going to keep it only on Frieza's head. That's his plan, to kill Piccolo and Gohan simultaneously. However, Piccolo was better prepared, so he deflects the beam while Frieza almost kills Gohan. After that, Piccolo reignites Gohan's heart and they give him a senzu bean. Next change, this is a big one, I'm going to keep the energy waste that Super Saiyan Blue has in the manga, because I'm going to connect this one to the manga. This way, Goku and Vegeta have a time limit to defeat Frieza. Luckily for them, Frieza also has his time limit because of energy waste, and his is far greater than Goku and Vegeta's because they are accustomed to energy wasting forms in Super Saiyan 3, so they know how to handle that. Frieza didn't know about the energy waste of his golden form, so he is at a disadvantage. Another big change, Beerus is not revealed to be with the rest of the group until Vegeta throws Goku to him. No one knows that he's there until that moment. That way we can keep the idea of Frieza having a chance until Vegeta swoops in, where all chances Frieza had of victory start crumbling down one by one. The next change is that Frieza doesn't think that Vegeta can defeat him until Vegeta pulls the godlike Saiyan. And the way I thought of this scene is that Frieza, through this scene, realizes that Vegeta, the Saiyan that killed him, and this boy who looks so much like the Saiyan that killed him, somehow are connected. And that's before Vegeta pulls Super Saiyan Blue. Next change, and this is a big one, Vegeta actually kills Frieza. When Frieza is destroying the planet, Vegeta actually kills Frieza, but not before it's too late and Frieza actually destroys the planet. Then, when they go back and Goku actually stops Frieza from destroying the planet, Goku throws a Dragon Fist. I like the technique. It's an evolution of the technique he used to defeat Demon King Piccolo. It's his only technique, and it's a killer technique, the only one Goku has. Not to mention that, in my opinion, it's a technique Goku devised to use the energy waste of the form. But as Goku is killing Frieza, Vegeta actually kills Frieza alongside him. So yeah, it's a shared victory. The next correction is actually to me in that original video, as I thought Goku was 14 when he met Bulma. But it turns out that Akira Toriyama corrected it on the tournament and made Goku 12. So Goku will have to be born in 737 and go to Earth on 739. Next arc I'm going to make revisions of is the Tournament of Destroyers, as it is known. I'm going with the manga version, but this one won't have that many revisions. I mean, the first one is Piccolo versus Vegeta. No. Since Vegeta actually killed Frieza alongside Goku, then I think it's time for Piccolo to have some more screen time. The next change is that I'm going to keep the, let's say, pseudo force field that Champa put on the anime during the Magetta fight. That way, the battle ends with, let's say, a draw between Piccolo and Magetta. And since Beerus doesn't want Champa to continue cheating, he uses Hakai to destroy it, allowing Goku to see it and erasing the inconsistency during the manga version of the Zero Mortals arc, as I like to call it. For the next change I'm going to make, I'll keep the idea of Goku and Gohan interacting before the tournament. I think the anime did it better than Goku being disappointed that Gohan's not going to be in the tournament. The final change I'm going to make is during the end of Goku vs. Hit, because in the manga Goku goes Super Saiyan Blue and launches a Kamehameha at him. What I'm going to do is have Goku use Kaioken alongside the Kamehameha. That way I can keep the filler when Goku cannot control his ki. I'm going to erase the part of the saggy boobs though, and I'm going to erase the part where the Pilaf gang accidentally kidnapped Pan. The next mini arc I'm going to make changes, yes, I'm going with some filler arcs here, would be the, let's say, Ultra Divine Water arc, where Goten and Trunks have to fight copy Gotens. But the thing here is that Goten and Trunks actually became stronger, but we're trying to hide it from the other. Goten because he likes training, and Trunks because, and this is because it's a Toei edition, I want to keep the idea of Tapion being technically Trunks' older sibling. So, yeah, in this arc, he would have the sword. Next up, as you might expect, is the heavy one, the whole Zero Mortals arc. And for starters, I'll go with the manga version once more. Secondly, I'll go with the idea that Vegeta and Trunks actually go to the time chamber to train, while Goku Black arrives, fights with Goku, and then leaves before Beerus and Whis delete him. On the other hand, Vegeta and Trunks were training on the hyperbolic time chamber, but Vegeta, trying to learn more to relax when not in battle, actually lets Trunks go easily. Next change, Trunks' interactions outside of training and battle, as I want to keep the interactions he had with Gohan and 18 to reinforce the idea that what he did was right. And furthermore, I want him to train with Trunks and Goten. For my next change in the manga, I'm going to include Super Saiyan Rage. Though in this case it's more, who are you to tell me what I did is a sin idea more than pure rage. And I even include a clip of number 18 telling Trunks that no one should tell him that what he did was wrong. I'd also include the entire idea that Goku went into a rage after Black told him that he killed Chi-Chi and Goten. Oh, and by the way, I want Goku Black to be more his own character. Not in the anime where Samus becomes more Goku, nor in the manga where Goku's body becomes more Samus's. I want to reach a middle ground between those two ideas. Next change I make, while in the original manga Vegito separated before launching the final Kamehameha, I'll have him separate after launching it, as if he wasted all his energy on the attack or something. In this case, I'm going to keep the entire, let's say, Spirit Saiyan Trunks versus Fused Samas, but I'm trying to give it more of an explanation, I'd say. As Trunks, in my version, will have trained with Goku when training with Supreme Kai before the battle with Dabura and Babidi, and Goku will give him a power boost with a spirit bomb he created using the power of the plants and animals that Samas nor Black killed. Since this is more of a revision rather than a rewrite, I'll keep the Infinite Samas and Zeno erasing the timeline. But when Trunks is leaving, I'll have the goodbye of Gohan in the anime, where Trunks sees future Gohan in Gohan, and I'm actually going to follow Trunks a little, to show that Trunks and Mai arrived at the Unseen timeline, where, in my opinion, Vegeta never turned Super Saiyan, and Trunks was killed by Cell. One small change I'm going to make to a filler arc between the Zero Mortals arc and the Universal Survival arc will be Krillin's arc, the one where he trains to overcome his fears. Now, the small change I'm going to make is that Goku actually decides to use his ki to soften the soil after the training. As for introducing the characters of the other universes, I'm going to keep both versions, with the manga mostly keeping the idea of Jiren being this Superman-like character, while the Universe 6 shows how gentle, one could say, the female Saiyans actually are. And I'll use this small village of outcast Saiyans in Universe 6 to actually show how Kale and Caulifla transform into Super Saiyan. Cause let's face it, that thing about the tickling in the back sounds kinda dumb. I'll keep it though, but for some other moment. Two major changes I'm going to make when introducing 18 and Krillin into Universe 17 will be that the bribing of 18 is actually made by Hercule, not by Goku. And on the other hand, when Goku uses the Kamehameha on Krillin, he uses Super Saiyan God, not Super Saiyan Blue. I'd keep the joke of Yamcha wanting to join the Universe 17, but I'd make it a big change. Instead, Goku is the one trying to invite Yamcha to the team, and Yamcha is declining every time. In the end, Yamcha's reasons are because he's not strong enough, and those words are what trigger Goku to go for Frieza. Another change I'm going to make: Gohan goes to fight on his Great Saiyaman outfit. The Piccolo outfit reminds him of his master. The Goku outfit reminds him of his father. The Great Saiyaman outfit reminds him that he fights to protect. And I want to keep the idea that 17 would kind of see 16 through Gohan's outfit. The last change I'll make to the recruitment part, I'd say, would be that when Bulma says that she's going to pay for the money that Goku promised, Hercule actually offers to pay at least half of it. After all, he's the one who made the promise, and let's face it, he's actually accustomed to paying these people for existing and helping the world. One change I'm going to make to the tournament is that Krillin actually maintains battle with Frost. He's not disqualified because Frost defeated him. Instead, it's more of a draw, I'd say. Frieza didn't see it coming, but he sees no issue with it. One small idea I'd like to implement is the idea that Super Saiyan Blue evolved would be kind of the Ultra Ego sign of Vegeta. Kind of like when Vegeta decided that he would not continue to follow Kakarot on his footsteps, that's when he got enough weight out of him to unleash Ultra Ego, at least partially. Another change I'm going to make is that Jiren doesn't want to revive his master with the Dragon Balls. He'd feel ashamed if he ever did that, and he'd know his master would feel ashamed of him if he did. Instead, his wish is the same that 17 would end up doing: restore the other universes. As per Kefla, I'm going to make her fusion an accident, because Kale stole the Potara earrings from one of the Supreme Kais, but didn't know what they worked for. Then put on Caulifla, Caulifla put one on Kale, and they accidentally fused into Kefla. As per the battle of Kefla, I'm going to maintain the idea of the manga where Gohan fights Kefla, but the anime idea where Kefla is defeated by a Kamehameha. I'm also going to try and put a glimpse of Beast Gohan into this, since Gohan is actually trying to go all out to make sure Kefla doesn't have retaliation. I'll support the idea someone else had, that Mastered Ultra Instinct should have been introduced in the Moro arc, with Ultra Instinct Sign being the only form Goku used to fight in the tournament. Though I'm going to make it so that the second time Goku uses Ultra Instinct is once again against Jiren, and this time it's more Kakarot, as I've explained before. Since the Genkidama or Spirit Bomb is more of a team attack than anything else Goku or anyone else has on their repertoire, I want Goku to use it to push Jiren's attack back before him, Frieza, and 17 attack him with everything they've got. No changes to the Moro arc, but in Granola I'd make one simple change: the way Bardock phrased his wish. Instead of making it with, I'd say, resolve, he makes it with more disinterest, like, I don't know, for my children to thrive or whatever. For superhero, I'm going with the manga version. I'm going to make a big important change. I'll have Goku remember about his ki control and meditation training, because him not remembering any of that and actually treating it as if it didn't exist is kinda dumb. Everyone hated that as far as I know.